Now let's see the coding of random oversampling. You have seen now what is classification, imbalance classification problem. Any real world data set may come along with several problems. The problem of imbalance class is one of them. So we need to handle it in order to prevent our model from being biased towards majority class. The problem in imbalanced learning is the class distribution is skewed when the dataset has underrepresented data. Means our class distribution is skewed towards the majority class, so it will not learn anything from minority class. High level of accuracy is simply misleading. If we train our model on highly class imbalance problem, then our model will learn the majority of the class observation and it will give accuracy above 95%. So looking at the accuracy of 95% of 9 or 99% can be misleading, as our model only learns about one class only. It didn't learn anything from minority class. So let's see its example. In how many types of example this problem may occur. First example is disease detection. As if we take the example of all the people, then rare disease are occurred only in minor amount of people and rest of all people are healthy. So this type of dataset may have high class imbalance problem. Another dataset is fraud detection, as many of the data transaction will be normal transaction and only some amount of transaction contain fraud. So this dataset also contains a high class imbalance problem. In this example, we will see coding in credit card fraud detection dataset. Another example is spam filtering. If we take the dataset containing many emails, for example, it contains lakhs of emails, that only some thousands of amount of emails will contain spam data. Rest of all are emails which are important to us. So this type of example may contain this problem. Another is earthquake prediction. Earthquake doesn't happen frequently, so it may occur very less. So in this also there are this class imbalance problem. Fifth is transportation or airlines. Every time our plane won't be crash, there are only less chances, or it occurs very rarely. In rare case, airplane failure will occur. So this dataset will also contain class imbalance problem. And sixth is the most important. This ad click prediction dataset does not have high click through rate. As you know, you didn't click any, you won't click any ad if you see on any website or YouTube. So the ad has very rare amount of click through rate. Now let's see techniques to handle imbalance classes. There are many techniques to handle this imbalance classes. Now we will see in this video random oversampling methods. But let's see how many techniques are there. First is random undersampling. Second is random oversampling, which we will see in this video. Third is tree-based algorithms. Fourth is resampling with imbalance learn. Fifth is undersampling with Tomac links. Sixth is undersampling with cluster centroids. We will see all these techniques in further videos. Seventh is oversampling using SMOT, synthetic minority oversampling technique. This is the mostly used technique in the industry. Now let's start coding. First step is to import Python libraries. So now we have import NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. What this Matplotlib inline will do, all the graph which we will create using Matplotlib will be shown in Jupyter Notebook itself. Now we have import warnings and warnings dot filter warnings ignore. So this code will ignore all the warnings. Now we have imported our CSV file. You can find this dataset on Kaggle from this below link. df equals to pd.read_csv. Now we have imported this CSV file located in this folder only. So I have not specified the full path. If you have this CSV on another folder, then you have to specify full path till this CSV file. I have used this credit card fraud detection dataset for this project. You can download this from this link from website Kaggle. This dataset contains transactions made by European credit card holders in September 2013. It represents transactions that occurred in 2 days. We have 492 fraud transactions out of total 2,84,807 transactions. So from now on this digits, you can assume that there are class imbalance problem. Only 492 transactions are fraudulent from around 2,84,807 transactions. So this dataset is highly unbalanced. Positive class fraud accounts only 0.17% of all transactions. Now we will perform exploratory data analysis first on this dataset. df.shape will give us the number of rows and number of columns. df.head function will return the first 5 rows of our dataset. df of class dot value underscore counts. This function will return the number of observation of each class value. In this, class 0 has 28,000 rows and class 1 has 492 observation. So we have 492 fraudulent transaction and 28,000 transaction in the dataset as not fraud. Class 1 equals to fraudulent and class 0 equals to not fraudulent transaction. So now let's calculate the percentage of observation in both the classes. So to calculate the percentage, df of class dot value counts. This will give us the total number of observation on particular class divided by np.float of length of data frame. So it will calculate the percentage of class 0 and percentage of observation containing in class 1. We can see that class column is highly imbalanced. It contains 99.82% labels as 0 means not fraud and only 0.17% label as fraud. You can see this from this output. So now let's view the percentage from bar chart. For plotting bar chart, df of class dot value counts divided by np.float of length of data frame dot plot dot bar. Bar function will plot the bar chart of this class. So you can see that class 0 contains this many amount of observation and class 1 contains negligible amount of observation that we can't even see in the bar chart. That much negligible amount of observation are there. Now let us classify our data set into x and y variable. This x will contains all the features and y will contain the target variable, the variable which our model will predict. So in input feature, all the columns will be there except class, because we need to predict class value. So we have dropped this class value, and in y we have initiated this class value column. So now let's import our logistic regression model. Logistic regression, we will see all this model in further videos. We will cover all supervised learning algorithms, all unsupervised learning, all reinforcement learning techniques. Now let's see logistic regression model. Logistic regression is used for classification problem. To import logistic regression from sklearn.linear_model, import logistic regression. This will import the logistic regression classifier. Now to instantiate, we need to create its object. To create its object name equals to, we need to call the class, so logistic regression class. So now we can use this object to fit our model. So classifier equals to logistic regression dot fit, and what we need to fit, x and y. X is the input feature, y is the target variable. Now predict on training data. Ypred equals to classifier dot predict x. Predict function will predict our classifier model based on the input feature. Now import the accuracy matrix. To import accuracy score from sklearn.matrix, import accuracy underscore score. To call the accuracy score, we need to pass two variables, y prediction and y, which is the target variable. In y prediction, we have our predicted output from this classifier, and in y we have the actual class value. So this is the predicted value and this is the actual value of our model. You can see that accuracy is 99.89%, but 99% accuracy is not enough for our model. You can see, refer this video from my playlist. I will give the link in below description, so you can see why 99% accuracy is not good enough. Our logistic model for credit card fraud detection has an accuracy of 99%. It means that for each 100 transaction, it classified 99% were classified as genuine, mean not fraud. So out of 100 transaction, it will classify 99% of transaction as not fraud. It doesn't mean that our model performance is excellent as it has 99% accuracy. I have previously shown that our dataset has 99% transaction as not fraud and only 0.1% transaction as fraud transaction. So our logistic regression classifier predicted all transaction as not fraud. So that's why we have attained 99% accuracy, because it has correctly classified 99% transaction as not fraud, as it has learned from not fraud class only, as the number of observation in minority class, which is fraud, it had learned nothing. Thus this algorithm is 99% accurate, but it was horrible at classifying fraudulent transaction. So we have another ways to measure our model performance. One measure is confusion matrix. If you don't know anything about confusion matrix, then you can refer my previous video on confusion matrix. I will give the link of this video as well in the below description. For creating confusion matrix, from sklearn.matrix import confusion matrix. Confusion matrix, we need to pass two variables, actual value and predicted value. So you can see this confusion matrix created of true positive, true negative, false positive and false negative. Then let us see how to interpret it. This first value is 28,4158. These transactions were predicted genuine. Genuine means not fraud. The classifier predicted correctly this 28,440 of them as a not fraud. It means classifier predicted 284240 transaction as not fraud and they were actually not fraud. Means our transaction was not fraud and our model predicted as it not fraud. So both are equal. Actual value is also not fraud and our model prediction is also not fraud. So it is true positive. So true positive value is 284240 and 75 false positive. From 284315 our model predicted 284240 correctly. So it has predicted 75 false positive from 284315 transaction. Out of total 492 fraud transaction, our model predicted 289. It means that classifier did not predict 289 transaction as not fraud and they were actually not genuine. Means it wrongly predict the fraud class as not fraud class. So they were fraudulent actually. It did not predict 203 transaction as not fraud but they were not fraud. So we have total 289 true negatives and 203 as false negatives. Now you may have confused what is true negative and false negative. That's why I have told to watch first video of confusion matrix accuracy and then came on this video and try to understand these all terms. So how to calculate accuracy? True positives plus true negatives divided by true positives plus true negatives plus false positives plus false negatives, and this will give us the accuracy of 99.90%, which is not enough as it has learned only from the class 0, which is not fraud, and not from fraudulent class, as it has highly class imbalance problem. Now let us import classification report. From sklearn.matrix import classification report. This will give us the whole report of precision, recall, F1 score, accuracy, support, all of the thing for each class, class 0 also and class 1 as well. Now what is ROC curve? You can refer what is ROC curve from my previous video, and for precision recall curve also. Now let us calculate precision recall score from importing it from sklearn.matrix. Average precision recall score in bracket predicted value and actual value. So precision recall score is of 0.48. Now I will plot precision recall curve. Now let us import it from sklearn.matrix. Import precision recall curve. It will return 3 values. First is precision, second is recall, and third is the threshold value. Now we have to pass the two variables in this function, predicted value and actual value. Now to plot it, On x-axis it will have precision, on y-axis it will have recall, and the label is precision recall curve. You can see the label here. Plot dot x label is precision, plot dot y label is recall. So on x-axis precision will be written and on y-axis recall will be written. Plot dot legend, location equals to lower left. So the legend will be seen on the lower left of the graph. So you can see now this is the precision recall curve of our model train. Now let us implement random oversampling technique on minority class. To import resample from sklearn.utils import resample. Now first I will separate observation from class variable. Class 0 will be separated in one data frame named majority, and class 1 will be separated in data frame minority. Now I will resample the minority class with replacement, and I will set the number of samples of minority class to match that of majority class, and so as to balance between majority and minority class. The number of observation on both the class will be same. Finally, at last I will combine the oversample minority class data frame and original majority class data frame into one data frame, and then apply my logistic regression model on that data frame. So our classification imbalance problem will be solved. So to segregate both the class data, we have instantiate two data frame df underscore majority. It will contains the class which have majority samples. So the class not fraud contains majority sample. So this class is majority class. So to instantiate df of data frame of class equals to 0. 0 stands for class which has not fraud transaction, and class minority is class equals to 1. So this data will be there in df underscore minority. To oversample minority class, call resample method, pass minority class and then replace equals to true, means whether you want to replace in original data or not. Replace equals to true. N samples equal 4315. Why we have specified this value? Because this much number of sample is there in class 0. So to make balance between both class, I have passed this amount of value, as now it will be equal for both the class, and random state equals to 0. Random state will segregate both the testing and training data set equally every time. Equal amount of sample will be taken from the training data set. Now we have combined majority class and oversample minority class. To combine, we have used pd.concat function and concatenated majority data frame and minority oversample data set, which we have here. Oversample data frame contain the oversampled minority class data. So now if we look at the value of both the class using value underscore count function, you can see both the data frame has 284315 value. As we have oversampled it using this value, it had created duplicate records of 284315. So now let us plot this on bar chart. Now you can see that both the class have equal number of observation. So let us train our model on this data set again. X1 Y1 equals to df underscore oversample dot drop. To train our model, we have to eliminate the target variable from input feature, and we have assigned the target variable in Y. Now we have instantiate our logistic regression class. I have created this object, and to fit our model we have used fit function, and in bracket we have to pass both this x and y variable, input feature and target variable. Now we have predicted our data using this input feature. Now let's see the accuracy score. Accuracy score of this oversampled model is 94%. Though the accuracy have reduced from 99 to 94, it is still better than that accuracy, because that accuracy have only learned from the majority class, not from minority. But in this case it has learned from both the class, majority and minority. So this was all for random oversampling method, and in further video we will see random undersampling techniques, mode, and all these techniques. If you have any doubt, then you can mention it in the comment section, or you can contact me at my Instagram Trakopedia page. I will give link in the below description. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.